of my salary, 10%, whatever comes in, will go for me enjoying. If you actually earn more, if you actually get a higher rate of return, then that actually means that 10% for enjoyment also becomes bigger. And when I was starting out, that was my primary motivation also, that I needed to find ways on how I could earn, because as I found ways on how I could earn, it gave me the opportunity also to be able to stack and to save more. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about budgeting your crypto, or budgeting also for investing, regardless if it's stocks or for NFTs, because a lot of people don't understand is budgeting is one of the biggest and most fundamental aspect that's so important when it comes to your financial journey. And it's underpinned, it's underscored, it's not something that's talked about as much. The ability to budget, the ability to allocate, the ability to put a name to every dollar or peso that comes your way is something that's very, very strong. It's something that's very, very significant, because it allows you to rule over your money instead of your money ruling after you. And that's been one of my secrets. So people know me as an investment guy. People have known me over the past decade as a stock market guy. People have known me also over the past 2+ years as someone who has been talking a lot about crypto and NFTs also. But if there's one thing that has been super, super fundamental with the way I live my life, is I've been intentional about allocating the resources that comes my way. And I think that's very, very important, because there's such a power when, if you're an employee, no matter how much you make, if it's $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, 50,000 pesos, 100,000 pesos, it doesn't matter. But what matters is if you know how to budget, you know how to take control, you know how to allot a certain amount that comes your way, that becomes very, very strong. And the way you could actually do it is to make it super, super simple, that you have to make sure that when income comes your way, regardless if you're an employee, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a business person, is that when you separate what comes into your personal finances, you have to make sure that what comes in is much, much bigger than what goes out. Without that fundamental principle, a lot of people make that mistake already, that they don't know how much they're earning and they don't know how much they're spending. If you don't know what's coming your way and you don't know also what's coming out, it would be super, super, super hard to be able to make an investment, or at least to make something that's very, very sustainable. You need to know that, and I highly suggest you start writing it down. Just to share, now, when I was younger, graduated in 2006, and what I actually did was, every time I would spend money, I would write it down on a piece of paper. And as I would write it down on a piece of paper, when I got home, I would go to my desktop and write everything there. I had a firm sense of what was going out because I was writing everything. But above and beyond that, I already had a budget that this is what I will spend ultimately only for groceries. This is what I will spend ultimately for clothes. This is what I'll spend ultimately if I want to buy things that are not really considered a need, like going out on movies or coffee, etc. I would have to list them out there. But what's very powerful about that is that every time I created something, every time I listed something, it was primarily based on how much I wanted to save. When I started to budget, one of my biggest priorities basically was saving money. One of my biggest priorities was investing money. And it was like clockwork that I would list down, okay, I need to save this amount of money per month. I need to invest this amount of money also per month. And that's what I suggest to all of you. Pick a certain amount that you would want to set aside. Pick a certain amount that you would want to save, that would go on into fiat, or that would go on also for you to be able to buy Bitcoin, or for you to be able to buy Ethereum, or for you to be able to buy any other cryptocurrencies that's out there. And what's interesting about that is people talk a lot about dollar cost averaging, and the power of dollar cost averaging is if you have a budget that's already intentional. When I say intentional, it's intentional in a way that, okay, because I'm setting aside this much money, this much budget for it, I can easily already pick how much I would be able to allocate on a regular basis. And money that's saved, money that's invested is ultimately better off than money that's not there for a certain purpose, kasi you get to easily spend it if you're not using it for something that's intentional. And the further along you go about your career or your business, as you climb the ladder, your income also increases, probably because your client base increase, your skills also increase, and then you get to charge higher. Or if you're an employee, you just get promoted and your income gets higher. If you try to analyze it, you can place it also percentage wise. You could actually say that, okay, 10% of what I get, no matter what happens, no matter what condition, bull market, bear market, goes savings. No matter what happens also, bull market, bear market goes into investments. Whatever happens on a regular basis, or whatever plans that I have, whatever targets that I have will go into investments. That actually means that if you earn $1,000, or if you earn $2,000, or if you earn 50,000, or if you earn 100,000, and you actually say that, okay, whatever happens, I'm gonna save 10%, that means that you're setting aside $100 for savings. That means you actually set aside $100 for investing. The power of that is, what if you get promoted? Suddenly your salary becomes from $1,000, it becomes $2,000, or from 50,000 pesos, it becomes 100,000 pesos. But you stay consistent that no matter what happens, I will save 10%. So that actually means that that 10% also suddenly grows. Instead of just saving 5,000 or $100, it now becomes $200 or 10,000 pesos. And what happens with that is that because you are so used to it, you've done it, that you've saved 10% at a smaller salary, you've invested 10% at a smaller salary, it becomes easy for you also that when more money comes in, you can easily budget it already for saving and investing. And what's interesting about that is this: if you say also, part of my salary, 10%, whatever comes in, will go for me enjoying, if you actually earn more, if you actually get a higher rate of return, then that actually means that 10% for enjoyment also becomes bigger. And it also motivates you also to earn more, because the more you actually earn, the more you can spend on things that you like. But the more you actually earn also, the more you get to spend on things that you get to save on and you get to invest on. And when I was starting out, that was my primary motivation also, that I needed to find ways on how I could earn, because as I found ways on how I could earn, it gave me the opportunity also to be able to stack and to save more. People are saying, how do I increase my investments? How do I increase my Bitcoin? How do I increase my Ethereum? The super simple way for you to be able to do it is create a budget. Be faithful with what you have. As you make that budget, and as it's written down there and as it's listed there, be faithful to save and invest that amount on a regular basis. But if you feel that it's still so far from what your goal is, but if you feel that it's still so far from where you want to be and what your plan is and what your target is and how you want this to go, find ways on how you can increase that income, because as you increase that income, it gives you the ability to be able to allot more to that percentage that you want. So people are asking, what would be a good percentage? You can start with 5, you can start with 10, one for saving, one for investment. And it's more of that. Investing, saving isn't about just the amount. It's not just about the percentage. It's more about the consistency and discipline of you doing it over and over a stretched period of time, even if you don't feel like doing it. One of the strengths of investing is having the discipline to do it in season and out of season. And that's what separates the ones that have totally done well in investing, that they were disciplined to continue to follow on and to build their plan and to continually invest, even if everyone else didn't want to do it. For example, we see a prolonged downward trending market where everyone doesn't want to invest, but you're disciplined enough that I'm just gonna stack. Imagine what your base will be over the next 10 years if, while it was lower, you just kept on building and building and building and building and building and kept stacking. So the secret to it, it's not actually secret, but it's something that time tested. Create a budget, set aside money that you want to put in on a regular basis, and be faithful with that. Do that for a stretched period of time, and you will be surprised how massive it could actually be. If you want to learn more about investing, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new videos about this. And if you want to learn more about investments, I have books down below which you can order via Shopee and Lazada. I also have already pre-recorded Investment 101 courses which you can also try and attend if you want to learn more about this. And if you want to learn technical and fundamental analysis, we also have courses on that as well. So that's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.